Magic Room with the band Black Fortress of Opium.
Yay!
Thanks for sitting down and chatting with Local Music 101, guys.
Thank you for having us.
So we're here tonight to celebrate the release of your brand new album, Stratospherical.
Yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit about the album to start off?
Yeah, sure. I named it.
And you
Actually,
are-
I didn't intentionally name it. I used the term stratospherical, and then Ozja remembered that I said that, which I never remember saying, and named the new record Stratospherical. That's
Great.
so that's part one. Part two is that it was recorded in several different places. First being BC Studios in Brooklyn, New York, with Martin BC.
Who did the first record?
Who did the first record as well, Opium, or self-titled, but it debut.
Self-titled.
Overdubs were recorded at Q Division, mostly instrumental, and then our very own Joel Simkes did all the vocals, all the treatments, and so that, and he's got 2 mixes on the record too. What's the mixes again?
Well, the vocals were recorded here in this very building.
In this very building, yeah, downstairs actually,
Yeah.
and we did it at our old rehearsal space, and they had approached me last summer, or 2 summers ago, or some summer ago.
Yeah, 2 summers ago.
To help out with tracking on the vocals, and I hadn't been involved with the band, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, why not? And they had me play some keyboards on a couple of things, and one track on the album was something that I had done with them previous, which is the Battle Cry, which is also a video, and I also mixed the song Right Around Here, which is also on the new record.
And also, an interesting note that doesn't get mentioned a lot, pre-pro for the record, Brian Viglione played the majority of the drums on the album, but Yuri actually helped pre-pro all the songs. So, I mean, he was very, very, very selfless in giving his time, rehearsing with us, not getting the record, and still playing with us.
I'm sorry.
Maybe lock the door.
Good idea. Sorry, we can edit that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I actually like that kind of stuff. And, so Yuri was a big part in getting this album together, although he's not on a track yet, which he will be eventually on another record. And the people who tried was Dave Unolis from Nice Eye Period, and among other things, and Brian Biglione of the Dresden Dolls.
The Battle Cry, Afyon Karahisar Battle Cry, which is our namesake, okay, that means Black Fortress of Opium in Turkish, Afyon Karahisar. That track was recorded a few years ago, and now is finally seeing its proper release on this album. And then there's one other track, Get the Timing, on which there are no drums and no bass. And so those songs are a little bit of an anomaly in terms of, compared to the rest of the record, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, Get the Timing was something that was recorded after the bulk of this first album was recorded. We actually did that in the rehearsal space as well, with just me, Ozja, and Tony.
All of it, yeah.
And the Battle Cry was recorded while we were doing the first record, but for one reason or another, we just felt that it didn't really fit the vibe of the first record, so we didn't really kind of know what to do with it. So we put it out as a single, which got a really good response. So the band did a video on that, and thankfully we just decided to put it on this.
Was that
record.
released with the cover we did, or was that something
Yeah.
separate?
The cover.
It was a limited edition fans only single.
Nice.
Oh.
That's
So
cool.
we do have an official video for that song,
And we have a video
Yes.
for
A
this
new
Dark
video.
Cloud,
This
Which is-
which
yes.
was my
Done by
brainchild, and I directed, edited, and did everything with my iPhone and
iPad,
any camera I had.
So,
except there
it
was
was-
some stuff we did at the Turkish festival was done by another dude.
I mean, you could
But
actually
you'll see
give
the
Steve
credits on
Jobs
this,
the
yeah.
credit for that if you want, but
But
he's dead, so
but I couldn't have made it. It's kind of ghetto, but it's kind of like encapsulates the whole process for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of live footage from the recording of the album, and
Yeah, well, we have 4 years of footage since the last.
And they didn't
record.
know she didn't know I had taken all this footage. She had no idea, so it was a surprise. to her.
and again, this video basically features everybody that's ever been in the band.
Except
for
Tommy.
Tommy.
Mm.
So Tommy Tulip, we apologize.
We love you. But
Someone's gonna get shafted at some point.
Yeah, it's a music business.
I know.
Just expensive music education. That's all.
That's it. So the songs on Stratospherical are quite varied. How did these songs come about in the order in which they appear on the record?
we did pay some attention to sequencing. I will say that Martin BC was heavily involved in the mixing and mastering process. And having worked with him the first time around, he produced and recorded the first record. You know, he asked during the process, towards the end, during mastering, he said, which song is going where? Because you want to think about that. In fact, even during mixing, he started asking about that. So we did pay some attention to sequencing, and we did not decide to necessarily front load the record or place anything in a particular spot that way. But we feel like there is a flow to it. It's kind of like a beautiful flower as it opens. You see the inner petals more, so to speak, to use a really cheesy cliche. Anyone else have any insight on that?
I mean, the way we approach albums is the way we feel about albums. An album has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
What is the Black Fortress? Tell us about it.
Black Fortress of Opium is taken from the name of a town in Turkey, which actually, the old name of the town is Black Fortress of Opium. The current town is just Opium, basically, Afyon, which means opium in Turkish. Okay? The reason there is such lore surrounding this area is because in the middle of town there is a volcanic outcropping that rises up, and on top of that are fortress walls that have been there since before Christ's times. And various tribes have passed through there, yes, and torn it down and burned it to the ground, and then other tribes came through and made their mark. And in the fields surrounding this town, there are opium poppies that grow. It's actually the world's second largest, I believe,
Pharmaceutical opium
producer of.
So all your Percocet.
Yep.
Don't do
That's
drugs.
cool.
like if you were in if you were in Greece and you broke your leg and you needed painkillers, chances are they came from Africa.
That's where they came from.